Our next guest enjoys spending time with her two minions and Mr. Awesome and her cats, and soon you can hang out with her. We are happy to welcome New York Times best-selling author Madeline Martin to First Coast Living, and great to see you.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here.
And I love you're a local author.
Thank you.
Okay. And tell us more about these minions. Who are they and who's this Mr. Awesome?
So they're not such minions anymore. Now they're 16 and 13, but I can't help but still call them my minions. And Mr. Awesome is actually my husband, and he's so wonderful that when the girls were little, they called him Mr. Awesome. And so that's where he got his name.
Very good. And you love the cats? You've got some cats?
I do love the cats. They are so spoiled, and it's shamelessly so. I have no qualms with giving them everything.
Very good. Well, I tell you what, so you've got this new novel. It's called The Librarian Spy. I love the title. And tell us a bit more about that. And you do a lot of research for these novels, the historical fiction. So tell us more about how this book came together.
Okay, so this book is actually based off of the American librarian spies that were sent over to neutral countries during World War II to gather intel through underground publications, manuals, texts, things like that they would send back. And so half the book is based off that, and the other half is in Lyon, France, where we have a woman who works with the underground press, and she does clandestine newspapers. So they connect via coded messages.
Very good. And what inspired this book? Would it have anything to do with your background?
Well, obviously like a love of books, and so when I found out that librarian spies so basically librarians were sent over to neutral countries to get this research, and they really weren't given very much training. And I thought, well, that would be a very interesting book.
Okay.
And so that was sort of the inspiration for starting this.
Ava Harper is such an interesting character. Is there any Ava in you as the writer?
You know, I think there's a little bit of me in each one of my characters, but it's sort of like more like a blown up part of a certain part of myself. So it all kind of comes together that way. We
want to hear more about yourself. Such a charming person, meeting you here for the first time. And tell us about writing. What got you started in that? How did it become your passion?
So I've always actually written. My mom was collecting all of these like school forums and everything for me throughout my whole life, and she gave them to me one day, and I started going through them, and I found all these books that I had started, little chapters here and there, even a hardcover book that I had illustrated myself, nice. Not to brag. But and so I just one day started to decided I'm going to write a book, and so I wrote a book, and now I've published I think 38 books at this point.
Wow,
so,
38 books.
Yeah.
And as an aspiring author, any advice you have for us, hopefully writers to be?
I would say just always keep learning. You can never learn enough, and always just keep writing.
And I like in your book all the good research you did in there. I checked some of the streets you put in Washington, D.C. since I grew up in that area, and you were spot on. So
thank you.
Appreciate all that research in the historical fiction libraries. The Librarian Spy, it's coming out this week, and the great part is folks can actually meet you now at a lit chat. So talk more about that.
Yes. So this upcoming Saturday, the main library has so generously opened up their auditorium, and people can come meet me at 1 p.m. I'm going to be doing a chat with best-selling author Valerie Bowman. And if they want to pre-order a signed copy, either for me to sign at the event or to pick up later, they can do so through San Marco Books and More. And I love, love, love independent bookstores. So if people haven't had a chance to go to San Marco Books and More, they must, because it really is just such a gem.
Okay, very good. And this is just the start of a big tour around the country for you. You're just getting started.
Yes, so I'm also going to be going to South Carolina next week, and then Tampa the week after that, and I'll actually be going up to Missouri as well, and there will be some virtual opportunities as well if anybody isn't able to go to any of those.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you being on First Coast Living, Madeline.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, Madeline Martin, and I tell you what, she can't wait to meet you. And again, that'll be the Lit Chat, main library, 1 o'clock on Saturday. And you can actually get your free tickets by using your library card. Just pre-register online and you're all set. So very easy. If you can't make it in person, yeah, just go to the Zoom and she'll be there for you. And you can answer some questions as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, and of course, we'll share more on this big Lit Chat with Madeline Martin on our website, firstcoastliving.net.